the issue about Honorable Osafo Maafo that people refer to, I must say that indeed, when he made those statements, nothing of the sort happened.
Welcome to the Political Rant with me, The Voice, right here on Ghana and Sem TV. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on the notifications so that anytime videos of this nature are uploaded, you'll be notified.
Our citizens have a right to be employed, and I dare emphasize that these are far rights. Economic rights are far rights. A right that when you have the qualification, you stand an equal chance of being considered is a far right. We have heard that in 2017 that there were comments by some political leaders on our side, and we'll be very honest with the facts here. We will not pretend or be hypothetical. Facts are facts. If we want to address these matters for proper steps tomorrow, we need to speak to the issue. But Mr. Speaker, the issue about Honorable Osafo Maafo that people refer to, I must say that indeed, when he made those statements, nothing of the sort happened. And I would want members who have contrary views to make those available. At least the mass dismissals we are experiencing.
Honorable Minority Leader,
was
at your back. Honorable Yao Patrick
Mr.
Yao
Speaker,
Obama is on
that
his
is
feet.
always a right to be exercised and a discretion for you to enforce.
Yes.
So I yield to you. What is your pleasure, Mr. Speaker?
Thank you very much. Honorable is on his feet.
That is fair.
Are you on point of order?
Rightly so, Mr. Speaker. Point of information, Mr. Speaker. On Standing Order 93.5, whether it's still being enforced. That's all I want to know from you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member, strictly being enforced.
So, Mr. Speaker, in the said situation, we didn't see the mass dismissal we are seeing today. But, Mr. Speaker, granted that it even happened as a nation, do we need it? The situation we find ourselves, Mr. Speaker, as a country, requires that all of us, especially those who are moving from left of center, right of center, and believe that, look, the country must move in a certain path, must be loud in their views. Because 4 years is not far from today. 20 years is not far from today. 30 years is not far from today. Mr. Speaker, I'm not here to talk politics, but I'm here to address a situation that is confronting us as a nation. We need to take steps as a people to address the way we do politics in this country. Some of us don't tell our stories, but we all know the things sometimes we go through. The attacks, the unfair treatment, the way we are handled, and all. But it appears that sometimes when injustice benefits somebody, the person is in a hurry to go to God, to church, to thank God, and sees him as blessing. But when the next day he is at the receiving end, you see the person crying for people to save him. For how long should that continue in our country? I have my own experience in Winneba in 2012. It took the Lord's intervention for me to be here. somebody came to a close range with a pistol, all because I was campaigning. And I was lucky that he couldn't shoot. I don't know the mystery and the miracle behind it. Close range. I went through other situations that time will not permit me to recount. People are suffering injustice. Sometimes even our judiciary, the way our judges approach cases that come before them. For my years at the bar, I know that when there is an application pending before a court of justice will always deal with that interrogatory matter before coming to the substantive matter and ensure that there is fairness. For my years of practice, I know that when there is an application before a superior court raising issues of bias, the court below would at least wait for the supervisory jurisdiction which is being invoked to be considered and determined before dealing with the matter before him, all in the interest of fairness and justice. Are we experiencing that in all situations? I beg to say that no. So, Mr. Speaker, if we are calling for a fair society, then it shouldn't be.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Yes, sir.
With all due respect, that is not automatic. Looking at the practice and procedure in CI 47, you have a right to put in an application for stay of proceedings pending the determination of the matter at the court above.
Rightly so, Mr. Speaker. Not to disagree with you, but the example that I'm citing also has in it an application for stay of proceedings. An application for stay of proceedings. And in the light of an application for stay of proceedings, a judge goes ahead to say that a counsel should move his main application and goes ahead to determine the matter when there is an application for stay of proceedings pending. So, Mr. Speaker, I would want to strongly make this point, and I regret that this is coming at a time that I find myself in the minority front bench. It's very regrettable because some people may see my views as being too rich, but it's a reality of the day. As a country, we must not repeat that vicious cycle of you did it to me, I will do it to you. Mr. Speaker, yesterday I said something in an interview that sometimes the political class forgets that when an election is won, the mandate is for them to develop the nation and not to go after opponents. But since 1992, it appears we've not learned lessons from this. I recall when Kufuor won, we had comments on the streets of Accra. I was a young student then, that, oh, NDC, Omumbebio, NDC party negu. But 8 years down the line, NDC was back. When we had 169, similar comments. And we know the story today. So I am saying that some of the injustices that Ghanaians experience because of political affiliation must end. And I am not here to pick and choose. Mr. Speaker, Professor Mills of blessed memory made an effort on this imbalance. And I remember, Mr. Speaker, let me share this. I was into transport business, and I had a lot of trucks plying Awasu to Takrade. And I was a known MPP person. And when MPP lost, some people made it a point to be stopping my trucks. One of the shareholders of the company was close to the government of the day. He tells me that he managed to inform the then president and the then vice president. And immediately they gave instructions that no, that is not right for the country. That somebody has gone to take a loan to buy trucks doing his business, and because he's an MPP, they should stop his business. Mr. Speaker, that effort was made. I remember, and I'll state it for public record. But would extremists allow moderate centrists in our political space to do their work to help with justice and fairness in society? We, the voices of reason, must prevail on those hardliners to understand that destroying an opponent is not the way to go. Mr. Speaker, why should somebody be afraid of a change in power because of fear of injustice? Mr. Speaker, the business community, sometimes I look at some businesses, and because I'm in the private sector, I know about this. A lot of Ghanaian businesses are tagged MPP, NDC, but you have these foreign entities owned by Indians, Israelis, Syrians, British, Americans. Their business remain untouched, whether it's MPP or NDC, and they are foreigners. When they make their profit, they move their money out. When the Ghanaian makes his profit, it remains here. A Ghanaian businessman is often tagged. Mr. Speaker, my respected member from Kwesimintim, who is now learning the rules, must learn to be quiet.
Honorable member for